Incredible. Incredible. What is going on, people? Welcome back to another Mask episode. It is I, your host, your boy, Meds. We are back and we are going to be discussing in this episode the review or like my rundown of my thoughts of Invincible. For those of you that don't know, Invincible, made by Robert Kirkman, the genius behind The Walking Dead, his take on the superhero genre. And I was actually a massive fan of the comic book. The basic premise of Invincible is it's a coming-of-age story, and he's been told from a young age that, you know, he's going to develop powers, and when he does, he is going to be a superhero just like his dad. And his dad tells him where he's from, that he's from a planet called Viltrum, and he's a Viltrumite. They are intergalactic peacekeepers, essentially. They go to different planets and they protect, but they're the good guys, and that's what he's doing here on Earth. So the whole show just kind of focuses on Mark getting his powers, coming to terms with his abilities, learning what it means to be a hero, and all of that good stuff. But there's another side, which again, it just is testament to just how good of a writer Rob is, because there's always this very weird tension with his dad. That even though he says these things and he's presented in a certain way, there's just something just not right with him. And that is constantly an underlying tone every time you see him. And the funniest thing is, after the first episode, whatever doubts you had, they are absolutely squashed. So the first episode ends where you see Omniman essentially attacks the Guardians of the Globe, and they are the Justice League of this world. Every version or every character is represented in some way. You've got Red Rush, who is the Flash. You have War Woman, who is Wonder Woman. You know, you have Darkwing, who is basically the Batman. You have, I can't remember his name again, like Aquarius, who's meant to be the Aquaman, just a fish. But yeah, first episode, it ends in absolute brutal fashion. And I won't ruin it for you just in case you haven't watched it. But that ending alone, hands down, some of the grittiest and most realistic take if you really saw Superman cut loose, what he could do and the consequences of those actions. And I feel like this show, it was so good in subverting expectation and really tackling the quote-unquote hero trope. Ask you the question, what does it mean to be a hero? How much responsibility do you take on being a hero? And how much fault do you play when it doesn't go right? And so, yeah, for the whole show, you basically just see Mark go on this whole journey through and him becoming the hero that he wants to be. Mostly based off growing up idolizing his dad, but then also just him himself experiencing certain things. There was some bits where I felt not so much. I felt like in certain episodes they couldn't really handle the tone properly. Like I felt like the tone shifts were a little bit weird, but it's not something that really stuck out as much. And I feel like as it went on, you kind of got used to it, where they were able to handle light moments with very gruesome moments. And I feel like it kind of just captures life, because life isn't always doom and gloom, but then at the same time, life isn't always just like smiles and jokes. So it found a way to balance the very two tones. They did an amazing job of introducing you into a world where it just gradually builds. And not everybody gets a backstory. Literally, not everybody has a backstory. But they have created the characters so well, and they're so rounded, and they feel like three-dimensional characters that you just go with it. And then, if you get a backstory later on, it just adds more depth to the character, but you're already drawn into how the characters and how the world is presented, which I felt was I felt was done extremely well. With the show, they changed certain things in comparison to the comics, and I feel like this worked better in the show. They did a few things that I felt really drove home what the comic books did, but on just a deeper level, especially the fight between Mark and his dad. I felt the fight between Mark and his dad, it was epic. It was epic. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to do too many spoilers for this because I want people to actually go and watch it for themselves. But honestly, that final episode gave me everything and more because the way they executed the season finale, impeccable. I don't think anybody can watch that episode and find a fault in it because it pulls on so many different emotions, and by the end, you're literally just there thinking to yourself, "I can't wait to see what happens next." And that's what a show should do. Honestly, I feel like this is like one of the best shows to come out of 2021 for me. I'm a massive comic book head. I love anime. I love animated films. And so I felt like this just merged all of them together. Again, Invincible tapped into the fact that even though this is an animation, it's not for kids. But not only that, it taps into a lot of questions and motives, which I liked. And then in terms of the action, incredible. Incredible. I would say as a whole, I would give this season one, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I think the only thing that they really have to fix for season two is they just have to fix it. Sometimes like the tones feel very disconnected. Even though, again, they try to find the balance, I don't think they found the balance perfectly. Not yet anyway. But apart from that, I think everything else, top notch. Top notch. I can't wait for season two. It's been confirmed it's going to get 2 and 3 seasons made. I hope they get a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th because there's so much from the comic books which I'd love to see them actually adapt into the show. So I want them to be able to create or the whole series of the Invincible comic book run in the show. And the bits which they change, I'm hoping is all for the better. That's like my review, like for Invincible. If you have watched it, please tell me what you think. If you haven't watched it, I hope this will make you want to go see the show for yourself and just experience Invincible. Well, guys, that's it really. I just came here to rant for a little bit. Like always, please like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, peace.